Alright, what's up guys? It's your boy Rocky. So basically on the Fruit Basket Discord server here, I added the Rockies boxers, asking if they wanted a FL Studio tutorial. I said like if there was around 10 to 15 W's, I would maybe make one because there's this one guy that asked for it. So I figured if enough people wanted it, then like sure. And we got 20 W's here, so I mean obviously that is more than 10 to 15. So I figured I'd make a little bit of a FL Studio tutorial here. So I didn't really plan for this or anything. I'm just kind of gonna wing it. So here we got FL Studio. First off, you're gonna be presented with all your tracks here, and you're gonna have some shit on the side. And all that, at first it might seem a little overwhelming, but I'll try to break it down as quickly as possible. All right, so, this is honestly, there's just so much to say. I don't even know where to start. Here, this thing, right? So you click here, and you click here, and you got the channel rack. All right, that's what it's called. And you're gonna start off with kick, clap, hat, snare, right? This is the default stuff. And essentially, I'm just gonna put it here. You can change the view by clicking on the top right here. You can kind of map out drums here if you want. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pause the music, so you can just put kicks, snares, whatever you want to do. Oh yeah, it's just the metronome. Metronome here is at the top. So if you want a metronome, bam, BPM, change that shit at the top here, bam. Let's hear this shit. About BPM 200. Now it's down to 100. All right, so it's pretty simple. I could just make a simple drum beat here. We put like right click, hi-hat every like 2 steps, and then boom boom, like I don't know, dude. Something like that, right? Right, so like very simple, and then like you can make it faster with the BPM. You can hear it with the metronome here, clicking on that, and so you can make a little drum beat here, right? And basically this here is going to be saved and the pattern on the side, and you kind of just click on it, and you can just put that on any track basically. The way FL Studio Tracks works is like everything is kind of you can put it wherever you want, so you can kind of arrange your project however you want to arrange it. So got the drums here, pretty garbage drums, but whatever. Gonna go ahead and bring down the BPM here. We're gonna put about 80 BPM, and now you can just come and drag in some audio. So you'll have some stuff down here by default, drums, all that. But let's say I want to get some one of these like YouTube samples, right? We got this one. All right, so we got this, and then we can, what BPM is this? 130 BPM. All right, so we can just put 130 BPM here, and it'll match it with the drums. All right, we can also actually, what we can do is, hold up. So we can double click here, and then the pitch, wait, no. Yeah, the pitch, fuck, what is it? Time? Yeah, okay, time. I don't know why I said pitch. All right, time, project tempo, bam. And now it'll match the tempo. So if I bring it down, right? So you can kind of change the tempo like that and do whatever you want, which is kind of dope. Makes it simple, all that. If you want to stretch it on your own, you can go here and select stretch. And now if I want it to be, let's say, half, I can just stretch it down here, right? And you can kind of just mess around with that. So yeah. You're gonna also have a couple plugins. So let's say, I don't know, you want to put some piano in your track, right? So you can go ahead and, create a new pattern. So you just click here, bam, call it piano, and you can make it whatever color. You can add a, I think I just, you know, piano, right? And then here you open up the channel rack, and you can do plus and, you know, go more plugins or whatever and look up whatever you want, right? I got a couple of piano VST plugins. Or what you can do is go to the left here and go to like instruments, wherever the fuck that, I think it's in packs, right? Yeah, instruments, and then keyboards, and then you know, grand piano. You drag that shit in there, and then you got the grand piano. So if you have a MIDI keyboard like I do, you can kind of just play that like so. All right, so you got. All right, there we go. So you got the piano, and you know, you can kind of just mess around with that. So you right click it, you do piano roll. Let's say you want to record your MIDI. All you have to do is actually select pattern here. By the way, pattern is actually going to play this part, and song is going to play the song. All right, so that's a kind of an important distinction here. So you do pattern, and then you can actually draw in the notes, right? Right? So you draw in the notes, and then whatever, right? And pretty simple shit. You can do that. You know, you can obviously zoom in here by doing control right click, and if you do control left click, you can select multiple notes. If you're wondering, you might accidentally zoom in by trying to select. It's just here, you know, you drag down that, and you can mess around with that. Little bar appears to move around. Obviously, it's the same on this little bar here. You drag that around if you want to zoom in, all that. So yeah, piano roll, and that's how that is, pretty much. You can select it, you know, do a Control X to delete all of that. And if you actually want to record your own thing, you click the record button here, and since I'm recording notes, you do notes in automation. Press play. It's gonna be a little countdown. Right? Whatever. Play whatever you want. And you can also actually play this on your keyboard as well. But yeah, there you go. So that's how you do that. And this works for, you know, any instrument. Obviously, it's the same. You could have guitar. You can actually, if you, let's say you wrote something in piano, but you want to have it as a guitar, you can literally just drag it over, and it'll replace it, and you'll retain the notes that you put for the previous instrument. So yeah, that's essentially it. You can also just drag in audio files from like your PC. So let's say I want some rain. I'm pretty sure I have a couple of rain stuff just in my download file here. You know, so 5 minutes of rain, I can just drag this out of the folder and drag it into my project, and there you go, right? So turn off the record. If you want to stop recording, just do that. If you want to record mic, obviously audio, whatever. Yeah, and so you got your rain. Now, if you want to reduce the volume real quick, you can actually double click, and there's a volume knob, and that will just allow you to reduce the volume. It's different for MIDI. If you double click a MIDI, you'll be able to click on it and quickly edit it. But for these, you're gonna have to, this is actually for panning. This is the volume knob. So you can individually change each of these little tracks here. And this is for the drums, obviously. If you wanna like, you can also like click here and actually change the volume of the audio sample itself. If you want to do that, or you can go in piano roll and change the velocity, you know, so like let's say I do that. If you want to quickly change all of it, alt, scroll down, and yeah, and velocity just basically changes the volume of it, right? So yeah, another thing, if you want to pan the audio, pretty straightforward. Pretty much just double click here, and let's say panning the audio is just making it louder in one ear or another. So you hear this, and let's say I want this in my right here, I can pan it like that. And so you can mess around with that, you know. A lot of people like to pan stuff to kind of, you know, keep it separate in the mix. So like let's say I want to pan my drums here, you can do that and go ahead and do that, right? Okay. Now this brings me to this thing right here. So this is like the mixing thing, pretty much. So this is where like you're gonna have all your like effects and shit. You just click on here and it comes up. So like, for example, right? I'm just gonna go ahead and select my main thing. Um, and if I want to automatically have it on to the mixer track, all I have to do is do Control L. And now as you can see, it's been assigned to number 5. It has the wave and the color here, the title and the color of the thing. You can also change it here by doing track. This also is change. You can also change it here and the channel rack. But yeah, basically, oh yeah, and also if you do Control and then wait, no, it's Alt. You hold Alt and then scroll. Wait, what was it? Was it Shift? I think it was Shift. Yeah. Okay. If you hold Shift and then scroll, you can actually just move it like this as well. And it's actually the same for effects. So if you have effects on here and you do Shift and scroll, it's gonna go through it, and move it around. It just makes it easier to do that. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that. And basically this is also another place to change the volume here. This will change the volume. This will pan, but it's better to do it directly in here if you can, I believe. So yeah. So let's say I want some reverb on here, right? Now you click here and all these are basically effect slots. Now I'm not going to get too into depth here. This is just going to be a basic, so I'm not going to really explain all this shit. Yeah, basically effect slots. So let's say I want some delay on here or some reverb. I just select reverb and now, it's just reverb, right? And you can mess around with your settings here. Now each plugin is going to be different. Let's say, and oh yeah, and master track, right? The master track is everything. This is the whole song. So if you want to make the whole song louder, you can just do this at once, or individually bring everything up. And then after that, let's say you want to have an effect over the entire thing. Then you can just go ahead and add, let's say I want to put vinyl over this. Bam. Vinyl is just a plugin I installed. Mess around with the settings. Yeah. So that covers most of it, I believe. That's like pretty much the very basic bare bones. I guess if you want to solo a track, you can right click on this thing, or if you want to mute it, you can just click on it. Let's say I just want to hear the drums. I could do that. Right click. So yeah, you can also change the colors of everything. If you it's here. If you click on this little icon here at the top, you can do change color. Let's say I want it to be like blue or like turquoise, and then I can change the icon. Oh, this is rain. I can make it whatever the fuck, like thumbs up, and this is just gonna show up here, the thumbs up, and yeah, that's basically the gist of it. I don't think I necessarily forgot anything. I mean, there are obviously a lot of things I kind of just didn't really mention, but I feel like that's that's the basics. So yeah, thanks for watching.